All right, we're back again. We got the QBIQ podcast. Chris Dixon here, your host. As always, we bring the absolute best shows to you, best talent, best guests. And today we've got somebody who's, let me tell you, he's built a brand. The man is living the dream of most quarterback coaches. This guy could very easily say and I think he's humble, so he may not say it, but I'll tell you right now, he's one of the best and potentially the best quarterback coach in the country. I'm telling you, and by the way, he's an excellent father. I watch his stuff on social media. It's so cool to watch him mess around with his daughter, man. This guy's Quincy Avery. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Chris, what's going on? I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to have you on because, one, you train talent, and it's so cool to watch not just your brand building. I love that stuff, but I love to see the guys you work with. I love to see you work quirks out of people. And, man, the top talent that you get to train, I mean, you're living quarterback coaches' dreams, man. But you're out there. It's not just something it's not lightning strike. It's work ethic. It's daily grind. Talk a little bit about how you got to where you're at.
Got to where I had like a few different ways. I started coaching at UCLA, did that deal for a while. I was coaching under Norm Chow and Rick Neuheisel, so I got a good taste of like quarterback development. But just decided that there was a better way for me to kind of have an impact on guys. So I moved to Atlanta, started working with guys. Happened to get lucky. A couple of guys that I got early, like when they were early high school, were Josh Dobbs and Deshaun Watson, right? So you're working with those guys.
Unbelievable, dude.
Right. It was cool because I got Josh before he had received any scholarship offers, right? So we went through that whole process. He started getting offers. He started, doing that whole thing, making Elite 11. Boom. He took off. Then, of course, Deshaun takes off. So then it just kind of allowed the business to grow. But it's really been like a nonstop hustle. I mean, when I was first getting started, I was Facebook. I would Google search all the different teams in Atlanta, and I would Facebook message all these different kids' parents. So if I look back at my Facebook messages, it was crazy. I had sent like tens of thousands of emails to people who I thought might be the parent of some kid who played quarterback. So it was just a matter of just hustling. And then when you get them out there, you got to have good information, right? So if they come out there that first time and you're not doing a great job or they're not really, really happy with you as a person and what you're doing, then they're not going to come back because there's so many different options, not only in the Atlanta area but nationwide.
Yeah, man, it's the message, of course, and the quality of coaching, but a part of that coaching is how you connect. And when I see you out there, the things that you say, the frequency that you beat at, you get on such a connection level with your players. And I love when you get to invite me out and I get to come out and watch you work because I get to see the players, one, if they're in an environment that they know that this guy trains the best, they raise their level right away. And it's just that it culminates to, one, they connect, so they want to play better. One, they understand your environment and what you're around and understand that your perspective's different than probably most coaches because, dude, when you train the best and you've seen so many case studies, you have a perspective to put them in the right position. Say, hey, look, this is the gap. This is where you got to close it up and get there faster, right? So, when you see guys, in fact, let's talk a little bit. What's your favorite quarterback story that you've trained and what happened?
I think a lot of times people would say like the big name guys would be like the favorite quarterback story, right? But for me, that's not really the case. Like it's like a kid named Mason Kaplan who I've been working with since he was in fourth grade. You've probably seen him around. A little kid, tiny, just worked his butt off, right? He doesn't look like somebody who's supposed to be a quarterback or didn't. Now he does, right? He's kind of grown up, but he didn't. He just worked his tail off like consistently. People kept trying to be like, oh, you're not big enough, you're not this, you're not that. Boom, boom, kept working. Now he's going to be a starting quarterback in a varsity team. Or another guy like Matthew Downing. Two more guys I'll know. Matthew Downing, right? He's super talented, but he works his tail off. I don't know many guys who work harder than him. He ended up walking on at UGA. Ended up transferring to TCU, and I bet next year he'll be the starting quarterback at TCU, right?
Wow, really?
He was underjudged. Yeah, and you just have to go through all these different things. You got to chop wood, and then being there to help them. And then last but not least, there's a kid named Jaron Williams who's at Miami now, was working with him in high school. And then right before I started working with him, people were telling him, like, your fundamentals are so flawed that we don't think you can play quarterback. And he was like, you know what? I'm about to show him. And he just went to work. Ends up getting an Elite 11 invite, scholarship to Miami. Like, he was physically gifted, but his skills weren't where they needed to be. But he locked in, decided to do the work, and now he is where he is. So those are the stories that are truly special to me. Not that the guys who go get drafted first round, all those things. Those are really cool too. But seeing somebody who everybody thought there was no chance that they would make it, that they weren't talented
Yeah.
enough, and then they get to the point where they're there, that's cool. And to talk about the thing you mentioned in terms of on the field and the practice, I think what helped me out the most doing that was being able to set a standard. I think a lot of times, not a lot of times, but there's some quarterback coaches who got in this because of money. Like they're like, oh, I can make money doing this, and they do it. So anybody who comes out, they're like, come on, let's do it. Like I don't care, good, not whatever. They'll just do it. Different. Like you got to set a standard. Like this is the level that you have to be at in order to not necessarily skill level. This is a level of work that you got to put in. This is what you have to do when you're out here, and when you're not here, these are the drills you need to do. And if you're not doing this, I don't even want your money because you're not going to look good for the guys who are out here and the standard that we're trying to set. And every time we go out there, we got a standard. And if you're not up to that standard, and that's in terms of work ethic, how you operate, your focus throughout the day, then you're not invited back. Money or no money, we'll refund you like that. So that's
Awesome.
one of the things that I like and that I kind of hang my hat on in terms of like the QB takeover training model.
Man, they're your walking business cards, right? And you
Yep.
just mentioned your QB takeover, which is, man, it's unbelievable, great name, and it just talks about dominance and something that I see you guys, Patrick Mahoney and Sean McAvoy, you guys are out there working it all the time, and I mean, what's great is your practice periods are professional. You're out there giving quality. We go from warm ups to footwork. We go and we create havoc drills, and you do all these things, and while it's perioded up, but at the same time it's different every time.
Yep.
And I love watching you guys work because it's the QB takeover is such a cool God. It's a cool name, and then not only that where did that come from? Did that come out of the meeting of Gary V?
No, the QB takeover that came through a spring break training program I had. I had a bunch of guys. I get a lot of college guys that come out for training, and it was all either like battling for a job, right? They were all either battling for a job or they were like the number two trying to get like they were all in these different situations. And the theme of that weekend was just take over. Like this is your program, take it over. Like and I try to have the same mentality with me in the quarterback training space. Like I really, really want to be the best. And I've seen other people like do good jobs, and I think that they've left some gaps out there. And I'm like, I want to take over the quarterback training space, and I want to be the biggest name in the space. So I got to take it over too. So between them trying to take over their deal, us trying to take over our deal, like that's kind of the mindset that I want to have. I want guys to have when they decide they want to work with us. Is that they're going to be the best of the best, and they're going to try and take over whatever field they're in, because that's what I'm going to try and do. Not everybody's going to be able to do it, but if you're not working and striving towards that every single time you come out there, it'll change the game. But in terms of me with Gary Vee, that was really cool how we kind of got connected. When I was doing an internship with the Jets, I was out there for camp. I knew he was a big fan. I just shot him a DM, like, hey, I'm out here. Let me know if you need anything. He's like, I'm pretty locked in, but come stop by the office. Stopped by, we just chopped it up, and I was just telling about the things that I was doing. That turned into another meeting later on, and I kind of pitched his like quarterback. Well, he kind of told me, I want you to do this story on you, because he knew what I had going on, this, that, and the third, and just worked out. It's helpful to meet somebody like that. He's kind of got I think that he works in the same way I do. He does it in a different industry, so he's kind of seen. And he's done it longer in a different industry, so I kind of can take some of the things that he's done to use in our same field.
Well, I watched the video, man. I thought it was cool. I was like, when I saw the thing on YouTube, I was like, no way. Quincy's with Gary Vee. So I had to watch every second of it. I thought it was so cool. But I mean that again, your approach, your openness to how do I widen and broaden this bad boy instead of just going out with a set of cones. I'm gonna go coach some quarterbacks. Man, you're out there really trying to build brand, company, be the boss, do all the things that you do. I mean, that kind of stuff. Just ultimately, talent is a magnet to guys that are out there building a culture like that, and so it's fun to watch. And speaking of that, what's funny is, dude, I was having a meeting. I was out in Oxford, Mississippi. I'm having a meeting with Hugh Freeze, the old head coach of Ole Miss. Now he's up at Liberty. And I get a strange text from you. It was like, hey, you've been talking to Trent? And you're talking to Trent Dilfer. And I'm like, is this guy got me bugs? I mean, what the heck? This guy's like his tentacles, man. He's a CIA guy. And so next thing you know is I'm like, yeah, and you said, hey man, I just got off the phone with him, and you know, you said you talked to him commonly, and of course that was over QBIQ, and anything you said I much appreciate it. But
sure,
having a guy like Trent Dilfer in your hip pocket to bounce things off of and dynamically go after things, and hey, do you think this is a good idea? What's that relationship like that you have with Trent?
In terms of quarterback training, Trent is my biggest mentor. Honestly, so anything that I like, just in terms of like how I wanted to work with Dwayne Haskins in this draft preparation.
Right.
One of the first people I called was Trent. When I did it previously, the draft prep, first person I called was Trent. But all these different things, I want to reach out to Trent so that I have he's done it at a really high level, and then he's seen throughout the Elite 11, so he's seen really good high school, college age guys. And then he's also like analyzed in terms of watching the quarterback position. I'm not sure there's anybody who's done it more in like a focused mindset on what they wanted to study than Trent. So being able to just say, hey, Trent, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think about it? Either they'll say, yeah, I think that's a really good idea, or no, I don't. And then somebody who can be honest with you, and you can trust, and you know that they have your best interest at heart. It means a lot to me just to have Trent in my corner, someone I can pick up the phone and call anytime. I can annoy him a little bit because I'm always going to ask him for different stuff, but it's almost like a big brother, you know. He's there to help out, and it's more helpful than you can imagine.
That's awesome, man. Well, so I for anybody who's catching on to the podcast late and just getting on here, I'm talking with one of the biggest quarterback coaches, and might as well say the world. This guy's all over the place with QB Takeover, running his YPL here in Georgia, which is his 7-on-7 league. The guy's all over the place, and again, if you're out there, look up QB Takeover. This guy's the guy to talk to here in the Atlanta area. People travel to come to him to train. Look this dude up, get trained by him, because you're talking about one of the best perspectives in quarterback training that you can get. He's seen so many test cases that you're in the right coaching arms. Almost like, dude, I'm in my comfort zone. It's the hugging tree, right? Come on. Feel comfortable. This is your spot. We're here with Quincy Avery. So, listen, I want to thank you very much. It's just when you let me come out there and tap into your guys with QBIQ. I'm very appreciative any time you give with me to get with those guys. It's fun. I remember going out there the last time and doing the stuff on the field and having the on-field classroom. That was a blast. That was a blast.
It's always good to get you guys out there. I think you provide an interesting perspective and a cognitive training material. Like anytime guys can take reps without actually being on the field and throwing a football, I think is very imperative. So doing as many of those as you can, it only allows you to process things quicker when the game starts. So whatever you can do to do that, I think guys should be doing.
Yeah, no doubt. There's this great quote. Cree Morris out in San Diego? Mm-hmm. He had given a great quote in one of our things. He said he was working out with Jerry Rice, and he said, Jerry, what made Joe? And Jerry was like 98% of the time he knew he was throwing the ball pre-snap. And defenses can't deal with timing. So, yeah, it's one of our keys at QBIQ. But listen, man, Quincy, I really appreciate your time, dude. Anytime I know you're super busy, always doing things. Like he just got out of a workout. I don't even know how he had time to concentrate on himself. Quarterbacks are calling him from all over the country to get to work with him. Quincy, thanks for your time, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. I will see you soon. We got another camp coming up, so we'll get QBIQ out.
Get it scheduled, man. All right.
That's the best.
For everybody listening, this has been the QBIQ podcast. I'm Chris Hicks with QBIQ. We had Quincy Avery on. Thanks for listening. Check us out next time. This will be dropping soon. When you hear it, it dropped. See you guys next time.